And today, our guest is Mr. Joel Ryder.
That's a good voiceover.
Far, far away.
Yeah. Far away.
Yes.
Like 2 hours away.
Joel, thank you so much for coming all the way to Bracknell, where this fantastic podcast is happening. Cheers, buddy. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
You good? You have a little tiger there going on?
I've got some tiger.
I got a little tiger as well. Oos. This time, this is alcoholic one. Sorry, mother.
Why? Usually non-alcoholic?
We had one of the segments, or one of the guests came and he doesn't drink alcohol, so we had non-alcoholic beer. But this time we can have an alcoholic one.
I kind of flip between non-alcoholic and alcoholic. It depends on my mood.
What is the point to drink non-alcoholic? It's like a lemonade?
Well, what's the point to drink alcoholic as well?
To get a buzz out of it, to get drunk.
To get the buzz, okay.
Look at this guy with the big camera. Who's this guy?
Who's that guy?
This is like 15 years ago.
That's like, I think that's 2008.
But the thing is, man, I know you for, I would say about 8 years.
Yeah.
About that.
Since what year?
You never got older.
Since 2012? Something like that.
I moved to the UK in 2011.
Right.
Yeah.
And when did you start getting naked and start
pole my
dancing
God,
in,
just straight away to
clubs?
the getting naked in the clubs.
Straight in there.
So, okay, let's just kind of go back to how we met. We met in a club scene.
Did?
I was the go-go dancer and you were the photographer.
In heaven.
In heaven, yeah. And it's actually a club. It's not a real place, heaven. It's a club.
You don't feel like you're in heaven when you're in there. Well, maybe some people do.
If you think that gritty, stinky, sticky, and dirty stuff with the smell of alcohol and puke is heaven, then that is a heaven.
Well, I hope Jeremy Joseph isn't going to watch this.
Hey, Jeremy, I don't really care, man. I don't work there, and I'm hopefully not going to work there ever. But no, to be fair, actually, I did enjoy working in heaven. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun doing popcorn.
Yeah, the popcorn night.
Popcorn was the best night, though.
I think the listeners are so confused now. What the hell they're talking about? Popcorn is the name of the night, which was on Mondays?
Monday nights.
Monday nights.
And who goes out on Mondays?
Gay people. The ones who start partying on Friday night and then they just continue till Monday.
Non-stop.
It's insane. Like I remember some of the places I used to go in Vauxhall. Mm-hmm. There's notorious gay clubs.
That's even worse.
Jesus Christ! You can just see in front of you. I would be dancing on a stage, and I can see all these drugged dudes, and with
their eyes.
Eyes one thing, but the jaw is the best one. Just moving side to side, and they're grinding their teeth. Yeah. That was something. Mm-mm. And they were like, "Oh, can I get your number?"
We did so many years of that.
That was wild. Okay, let's just go back from beginning to...
It's like, who's your audience?
What is my audience?
Yeah, I didn't ask you.
Anyone and everyone.
We're talking about,
most likely it's just going to be your...
gay scene in nightclubs and you getting naked, but like, who's your audience?
Right now it's just moms and pops kind of...
Hi, Mom.
Well, no one else. We need more subscribers, So at the moment, it's probably just going to be our friends. We're just going to giggle around like, what the hell's going on here? Okay, Joel.
Yes.
Where are you from, man? Where were you raised? Where you grew up?
Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Yeah. How far is that from London?
It's about 280 miles, I think. It's like 2.5 hours on the train, 4-hour drive. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, it's not Derby. Not Derby City, it's Darbyshire. Okay, it's very different.
Derbyshire.
People get mistaken. It's like Derby is like dirty, grungy, white trash.
Oh, white trash, chavs.
You know all about white trash.
Chavs earlier we were talking about what's the synonym for or equivalent for white trash in UK? Chavs. What else was there? Or just white trash as well?
White trash.
But you would hear in UK using
Essex.
Hillbillies or
no.
Yeah, you wouldn't
rednecks.
Use that. Rednecks, no. Derbyshire. What is it famous?
Derbyshire.
What is it famous for?
The Industrial Revolution, I'd say.
Right, and so they had some factories there going on.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, around Matlock and there's a place next to Matlock I forget the name of, but they started like the whole water wheel, which was powering the steam engines and all that kind of stuff. That all started there with a guy, I forget his name again, but yeah, that's what they're kind of famous for there. You got Buxton for Buxton Water as well. And
Buxton Water, where's that? Oh, that's it's like a mineral water.
Still
water, mineral water,
whatever.
Water with bubbles.
It's water
without bubbles.
But you must have drunk Buxton Water. It's like everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I usually just drink tap water in UK because you can get a free tap water. You don't have to pay. Do you know that there's so many countries around Europe where you actually have to pay for water? They would never sell you tap water or give you tap water.
In the UK?
No. In Europe, in many countries in Europe, Latvia, where I'm from, that's one of the countries.
Because sometimes the water isn't that good, right?
Well, but they basically tried to convince you that the tap water is polluted, so that's why you need to buy this fantastic mineral water, which is pretty much just around the corner, another tap. They just put it in a bottle and they sell it to you. It's just crazy. It's a multi-million kind of a business.
I filter my own water.
You filter your water?
Yeah, I just at home with a bottle with a filter in it, with a carbon filter.
But you see, one of the craziest things is like when I lived in Canada, where I was there for 3 years, and this is where the first time I saw that they would just give you tap water any place you go, and like kind of the idea behind it is like if you're homeless, if you don't have enough money, you're always gonna drink, and you're not gonna like die from thirst. So you know. And in Latvia, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other European countries, you go and say, just could I have some water? No, you're not going to have water. It's like, I'm dying.
Go and buy a bottle.
It's like, no, you need to pay for it. That is a redonkulous. Okay. And that's where you did your high school?
Yeah, so I went to school in Derbyshire.
Was it all boys, all girls?
No, it's totally mixed. I didn't go to any boarding school.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, the boarding school, those are the fancy ones. Your family has to have money for it.
I went to a grammar school.
You went to the grammar school?
Yeah. So a grammar school, it's a different, I don't know what type of school it is really, but a grammar school, because you've got like public schools, grammar schools, state schools.
Catholic schools. Is that considered to be public school if it's a Catholic school?
You're asking the wrong guy.
No, I just know, like, I have so many friends in UK who are like, oh, I went all girls Catholic school. I went all boys Catholic school. And then they have a mix. And I was like, so how did these Catholic schools are mixed now?
They're posh.
They're posh. For those who don't know what posh is, it's fancy.
Posh spice.
Posh.
Spice. Yeah. Spice Girls?
Oh, God.
You're not a fan?
Yo, tell me what you want. You really, really want? Of course I'm a fan. I grew up with that crap.
I was out with a drag queen the other night.
Yeah.
Bag of Chips.
Bag of Chips. I heard of her.
Yeah. RuPaul's Drag Race, recent fame.
Oh, yeah. I was actually watching some of that stuff.
And she's going on a tour bus around London with the Spice Girls. Because they're doing this kind of like 50,000 year reunion, whatever it is, of the Spice Girls. They're doing some kind of like documentary on it. And
oh, that's awesome.
So she's going to go on the bus with them, yeah.
Bag of Chips, yeah. Drag. Okay, before we're getting into drag and club scene, again about you. So you did you said you went to what school was it?
Right, okay, so it was Ecclesbourne School.
Yeah. And you studied there till how long?
Nobody knows where I went to school. That's a secret.
Hey, that's why we have this podcast.
Bleep it out.
Bleep.
Yeah, so that was a grammar school. Left there, did some work before college, then did college, then did more work.
And what did you do in college? What did you study?
You've got it all up here, man.
Is it, son?
No, that's just like...
Originally, I started in the creative sector, backed by the Princess Trust.
Yeah, no, okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
College, I did something which is not related to my work at all. The work that I do now. It was health and social care.
Right. But it is kind of health and social care. When you go to the clubs, you need to care socially of all those broken people.
God. No, I'm not a counsellor, although sometimes I feel like it. Yeah.
But for you as a photographer, that is actually a very good skill to know how to deal with people, especially difficult people. So that's pretty cool skill.
You have to make them smile.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the point. It's
always hard and fast.
I have a special folder just with the stuff here for you, buddy.
Oh shit!
Look at this.
Oh my God.
That is your work, man.
Who is that?
Who is this guy?
What happened to the little goatee?
I don't know. It was horrible. It took me 2 months to grow it. It was just the worst. But like, for example, here, your social skills went in very well because I was freezing my ass off. It was so cold. Oh my God.
Was it winter?
Yeah, it was winter.
It was winter.
And we were in these ponds where these ducks are floating around, and it was like duck shit was just floating in there. And you would say like, "Come on, Renars, just get more water on you. You know, we almost there."
You were good because you were shivering your ass off. But then when it came to it, you froze.
Yeah, and then it just stands. That's why you can see my abs. Or that's just the Photoshop.
Look at the face, though.
I know. What happened with this guy? And then you can see my water, the wetsuit. And then.
Do you remember what year this was?
I think it's about.
Oh my God! Look at that one as well.
4 years ago. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite photos. It's the facial hair looks ridiculous, but the rest of it's
I like it.
It's kind of okay.
I like it. Kind of shapes your face a bit more.
Yeah. Anyway, so for those who are watching this video, this is Joel's work. So this is where you took this.
This is a sample of my work. Okay, this is not.
No, this does not represent your work at all. No. It's just like
this is a sample.
One of the mistakes, but the first thing you ever took was this one.
Yeah, that's one of the first ones.
Yeah. You know, this is when I was doing pole acrobatics.
I've got to be honest with you. I wasn't pleased with the job that I did that day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt the same. Joe did such a shit job. But I love this one as well because we had another photo shoot and I have the video of that this summer, I think. But when you played around, and this is really represents that you're a huge fan of Star Wars, Star Trek. How pissed off do you get when people mix it up, Star Wars and Star Trek?
It's slightly annoying, yeah. So, you know, when I punched you earlier, that was why.
And how come you're such a big fan of that stuff?
I just love sci-fi. I love fantasy, sci-fi, anything to do with space. Like, I follow SpaceX a lot in the news, like what they're doing with their new Starship design and how they're building that, and they're going to do a test launch with it in the next few weeks, and that's eventually going to go to Mars and the moon again and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So are you a big fan of Tesla then?
I'm into all that. Yeah, I like Tesla as well.
As Elon Musk, I mean.
Elon Musk, yeah. A lot of people don't like him, but, you know, I like what he's doing. You know, trying to do something good in the world, I guess. You know, convert people to electric mobility, get people back into space, you know, because the planet's overcrowding and resources are finite and corporations have fucked us up.
Would you go to the Mars if they would say like, hey, we have a spot?
Maybe not the first time.
Just to see if those guys survive.
Wait until they've established, you know, some kind of city there.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, open a club because you need a club.
When the club's open, I'll go. Yeah, go and take photos.
Okay, so you graduated. How many years?
Graduated.
How many years did it take you to graduate your college?
Right. Okay. So that back to the health and social care course,
because we need to kind of go with some kind of plan, a little bit.
We're just like jumping all over the place right now.
It's fine.
But health and social care, I was doing it because I wanted to be a paramedic.
Right. What
you can see how that worked out.
No, but what inspired you? I'm probably there was someone inspired you. You saw someone somewhere that you thought.
So I had aunties who were nurses. My mum did a bit of nursing. So I guess like originally before my late teens, I wanted to be a doctor. Kind of backed out of that bit. Then I thought, right, okay, let's try the paramedic route. Went to college, and it just didn't fit me. Didn't like it.
Yeah, of course. As soon as you're going to start studying and seeing like what exactly is going on, then you're going to realize.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But do you think
I left halfway through that course.
Do you think there could be something done for you to actually get on that path? What do you now? For example, what do you do now? It's like you 100% you know this is what you want to do.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So when you were younger, what would help you to get to that path?
To this path now?
Yeah.
Well, what happened was because I left halfway through the course, I just I was a bit lost, so I didn't know what to do. So I did like odd jobs. I actually worked in an office. I've only ever worked in an office environment one time, and that was for 6 months. It's the only time I've ever worked in a like 9 to 5 office job. Other jobs that I've done is like in garden centres, landscape gardening, those types of thing. But then I started my own business. But it wasn't doing photography or filming, it was doing events.
Oh.
So I started off managing bands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like...
and that was you age of what? So you basically, you graduated you at college, that's you age of like around 20.
So I left like high school.
Oh, sorry, you didn't graduate.
I left secondary school, as we call it here, but in America, high school. And I left that because I didn't do sixth form, which is kind of like semi-college. So I left that at 16, went to college at 17, and then left that at 18, then did the odd jobs, and then it was... When did I start this? Does it say there? 2003? So yeah, I must have been like 19 or 20. Yeah.
That was
a long time ago.
Quite an early age, I mean, you figured out what...
considering my age now...
How old are you now?
37.
You're 37? Yeah. You're the same age as I am.
Are you 37?
Yeah. How old do you think I am?
You know, like 46.
Oh my God. No, how dare you?
No.
By the way, this beer is so nice. I haven't had a tiger in ages.
It's all right, man. Asian beer, I like it.
Asian beer.
Yeah, so it must have been when I was like 19 or 20 that I started to manage bands, like indie bands, and hold on, let me just...
And what kind of stuff did you do for them?
So, I'm trying to remember how I came across my first band, actually. They were all local to where I was living, in Derbyshire. And...
Is any of them still alive? Any of those bands?
That's a very good question.
How sick would it be that you could get in touch with them and it's like, I started.
I think there's like 1 or 2 people from the groups that are doing like solo careers.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I don't think the groups are still alive. But yeah, I must have like just...
Like Ed Sheeran probably would be one of them.
Yeah, no, he was one of my early ones, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's blocked me now, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I don't get any...
You know that people don't like when you send dick pics all the time.
That was my mistake.
Yeah. Or it was your face. Oh no, better send dick pics. Oh God.
It's my ass.
My arse.
An applause for my ass, okay.
I'm just checking if that sound works. It's nothing to do with your ass not looking good enough. Okay.
So how did I find the first band?
Yeah, how did you find the first band?
It's like I must have just gone out and seen some bands. I was around those types of people, so I went to like live music events locally and seeing local bands and stuff. And I think I got talking to like one of the other managers, and I kind of like latched onto him a bit. As he was managing like I don't know 3 or 4 bands at the time, and I said we got chatting, became friends, and I was like helping him out. And then like one day he had a bit too much on his plate. He goes, "Can you help me out a bit more?
Oh, okay.
Can you help with bookings and management?" I guess that's how I got into it. And then I took on a handful of bands myself. I think the maximum was like 4 or 5. Started putting on events just in like bars and clubs and universities as well. Yeah.
How long did you do that?
How long did I do that? So that was because the event company, because I actually founded an event company after managing the bands. So the managing band stuff was like probably a couple of years, and then I like progressed it to an actual events company, so I became like a limited company. But I went to the Prince's Trust to give me some cash to help start that, so I had to do a whole business proposal and go to them, and then they awarded me some cash. So they started my kind of like career path in events and creative industry, I guess. And I did that, and the biggest gig and one of the last gigs that I did was on the Red Hot Chili Peppers UK tour. And it was just part of the event management team, and it was at Derby County Football Club Stadium, Pride Park Stadium, and they had their it was one of their gig locations on their tour. And I just did that, and which was so cool. But then I did a few more smaller gigs after that, and then I did something else entirely.
Right, and why did you do something else entirely?
Well, I joined the Navy.
You joined the Navy?
I joined the Navy.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
How did that happen?
I always wanted to join the military.
Right.
And time was running out to kind of like do it before I got like too old.
Oh, right.
So it was like, okay, I've done my event management stuff now. I've had my fill of that. And it's like I did like when they were raising money for the 2012 Olympics. I did like local event for that, trying to raise awareness. And when they were bidding for it, when London was bidding for it, so I did like an event for that. So I did like loads of different events, and I just got to a point. And I had friends in the military as well, in the RAF, in the Army, in the Navy, and I didn't know which one I was going to go into. So I spoke to them all. And finally I decided on the Navy. So one day I just went to the recruitment centre and I said, right, hey, I want to join.
Cool. So how old you were then?
Right, okay, so this must have been around 21. I've got to get the dates.
No, don't worry about it. It's not that important.
It must be around 22 maybe, or something like that. Yeah.
And how long did you do that?
So I was in there for 3 years, so another short stint. Yeah. And
then did you had an option? Obviously you had an option to stay and do
God,
longer.
I could have stayed in there for 20, 50 years or whatever.
But you were like 3 years is enough.
Well, I did all the basic training. I did the specialisation. I was basically, to put it in layman's terms, a guard in the Royal Navy. So guarding kind of like bases and ships, ports.
That's fucking boring.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. It's a bit boring. The exciting stuff was doing like ship searches.
Yeah.
Going on the range, firing the rifles.
And how often would you do that?
Pretty often.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to go on the range pretty often to keep up your marksmanship.
Oh, on the range, like is it just training?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a marksman once. I was pretty pleased with that.
What was the last time you actually shot a gun now?
Oh my God. So many years ago.
Because in the UK it's so difficult to find range where you can shoot.
No, I've not fired a weapon since leaving the Navy. Yeah.
So it's been a while.
I enjoyed it as well. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, like shooting in general is, it kind of holds on a lot of like stigma to it. Oh, guns is bad, blah blah blah. But if you think from like a sport perspective, it's so much fun to, to have that all concentration and get the target and then it's hard work.
You have to be so focused.
Yeah, 100%. I used to do quite a lot of shooting.
And you have to control almost every part of your body when you're doing it as well.
Yeah. 100%. And there's so many different levels. You can have a moving target, so you can have all sorts of stuff. So that's fun. And it is annoying that in UK it's so difficult to actually find a range. And it's not even about finding a range. In order to shoot a real bullets, like I think it's pretty much impossible. You can do like all the airsofts and stuff, but that's
it's very difficult, because you need to get the right license.
Yeah, in Latvia you can just go, anyone from the street can just go, give them money and like show you a passport and stuff and shoot as much as you want.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to Latvia.
And the same thing in States. America obviously
Yeah.
Well, and then how the hell did you...
Hold on. What's your favourite weapon to fire? Do you like rifles? Do you like pistols? What do you like?
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't really have much of an option to shoot stuff. Like, mine was like kind of just a small caliber, the one where you can shoot like pigeons, like almost like BB gun, but much like more powerful. Okay. That's what the one I shot the most. We did do like cadet training, so where I was shooting using Kalashnikov AK-47, and that was a lot of fun. But that was only for a couple of weeks. There was a training, kind of like I was actually in Latvian military. We were actually staying with them for 3 weeks, and then we would do all that training. And
so you had to do like a national service?
No, for me, so in Latvia, basically, I was considering to join the military, but then I went as a that was a part of my being a cadet. It's not really cadet. What is the definition for cadet?
No, cadet. No, because I did army cadets here before, like in my mid-teens. So
the thing what we had, like in my school, it was almost like extra curriculum activity that you can be part of this group that they would go.
Cadets.
Yeah,
right.
teach how to shoot. And so, okay,
Yeah,
cadets.
Yeah.
And because I went and witnessed how it is, what is the Latvian army meant at the time, I realized there's no way I want to be part of this. And the reason was because at the time, only those who couldn't get to university would have to go to army.
Right.
In for you not to get in Latvian university, you have to have special thing going on, like whether you're really lazy, you don't want to study or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I went to this army, and I just see like all these, like some of them I know from my town where I grew up, just the biggest dummies basically, a kind of gathering there. And in about 2 weeks we were learning how to march. So our drill sergeant would say like, oh, you guys learned this in 2 weeks, and these guys take about 2 months to learn the same.
See, I found marching difficult.
Okay.
That was one of my most difficult points of being in the military, because...
Can you dance?
No.
That's the reason, because you need to have a sense of rhythm.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, they drilled it into me.
Yeah.
But my kind of like my natural walking rhythm is so soft. You know, shoulders swaying and all that kind of stuff. But to march, being so rigid was kind of difficult. So they had to drill that out of me. But eventually I got to number 1 marksman.
Okay.
So when we did parade, I was the lead, kind of like...
Oh, shit.
Everybody was following.
Do you have
my
videos
march.
somewhere of that?
Yeah, no, I've got my passing out parade on video.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going back to that, so and then I realized it's just I don't want to be part of this, because this is not... It's just a collection of all the guys who can... You know, I don't want to use that, like... I don't even know what word to use. The losers, or the ones who are just bullshit artists who don't want to, you know, study hard or whatever. I don't even know what's the word for it, because a lot of them just come from these kind of families, you know, it's like they were not supported and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so long story short, the ones who didn't get in university would go to army. They had to go. And I was like, no, I don't want to be part of this, because I like the concept of discipline, because I was doing karate at the time. I was competing in European level, and I really enjoyed this whole like kind of, we follow the rules and stuff. And discipline, but then afterwards I found out what it is, you know, and then years later it became only professional, so you didn't have to go to army even if you didn't get in university. So it was. So
you didn't like the whole ethos of the Latvian military. You didn't like what they were about. Or just represented.
You know, and it's simple. You go and see them. You see like what's going on there. You're like, this is not mine. You know, I imagine military should be like all like, because at the time you would watch films like with the Army Commando, and that's what you think of the army is, all big muscles and big guns. Yeah, that wasn't the kind of the story.
No, not at all.
Oh, I think this is our first segment. Yeah, we'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, the title of this podcast is Renars Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. At the beginning it was.
What about my name?
No, there's no your name, because this is my podcast. But your name is going to be like, when I post this, it's going to be, your name is going to be all over it.
It's not like Renars Ryder podcast or something.
Renars Ryder podcast. No, not this time. Sorry, buddy. No, but originally the title was A Collection of Blueprints.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I just, the amount of times I try to explain people what the fuck that means, I just gave up. I'm like, I don't want this anymore. And then, because the part of the show is all about like finding out what is your blueprint, and the amount of guests I had, what do you mean? I was like, what is your blueprint?
You want to know how they got to the point where they are in life, and
you see, you get me. You get it. But that's like 1 out of 10. Hey to all my other guests. Okay, so we figured out where you studied, when you went to college. You didn't graduate college. So out of like 3 years program, how much did you graduated out of it?
You're talking about college?
College, it was 3 years or 2 years?
No, 3 years was the Navy.
No, yeah, but before that, you went to college.
Yeah. So I only did half that course. And
half the course. How long was the course?
God, how long was the course? It wasn't a long course, maybe a couple of years, and I only did a year, so...
Yeah, okay. Like yeah. So after that, 3 years in Navy, and then you got out of Navy, and then you're like, what to do now?
London.
London.
Yeah.
Away from Derbyshire.
Definitely.
Fuck.
The big smoke.
How come you didn't see future in Derbyshire? What were the things?
Have you ever been to Derbyshire?
Dude, what is the
Derby?
What is the population in Derbyshire?
The population of Derby City is, I don't know actually. Barely a million. Can you Google it?
Barely a million.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Approximately.
It's not big.
What about Derbyshire? Is it like a city or it's just like a area?
Derbyshire is like countryside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's big sprawling countryside, and it goes into the Peak District. And do you know the Peak District?
Yeah. I did climbing there. They have beautiful mountains there. I mean,
it's Derbyshire.
Cliffs. Okay. Yeah. So you think that you grew up in a very small, little, shitty place. I grew up in 6,000 people town. Okay. So obviously I knew that I want to get the fuck out of there, because it's like you fart in one side of the town, and the other side of the town people say that you shit yourself because like everyone is gossiping, everyone knew everything about everyone. It's just ridiculous. There's no way I could think about my future there. And also I want to study in university, and we didn't have university in our little town. So that's why I moved to the capital of Latvia, which is Riga. So for you, what were the main motivation?
What, to come to London?
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, like, I didn't grow up in the city, in Derby City. It was Derbyshire. So it was like all these little towns and villages.
Mm-hmm.
So in the villages, you've got, I don't know, hundreds, if like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people. So it's not big. It's like what you were just saying. Everybody knows each other. Derby.
No, you keep talking. Keep talking. Look,
so,
798. That's ridiculous. It's huge.
But that's like loads of different villages and towns all made
796,000.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. It's all spread out. It's not really
all spread out. Yeah. It's not all close knit together. So I don't know. I just wanted to come to the capital. I wanted to come to the big city. I mean, I knew this is where work would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I decided that I didn't want to sign on to the Navy for the rest of my life, and I wanted to come out of that, I thought, like, do I want to carry on doing events?
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, because I was starting to kind of photograph and film the events that I was doing, and I got an interest for that. I've always had an interest in photography anyway. I thought, okay, let's try and delve a bit deeper into photography and filming. I was working with like this small independent film production company doing like club videos in Derby before I joined the Navy anyway.
Oh, okay. So you had some kind of already idea.
So I had like a rough idea. So, and I knew friends in London as well. So actually the first place that I moved into in West London, Boston Manor, was with a friend. And I stayed there for about 6 months. And this is as I was just exiting the Navy as well. So I had to finish off by doing, because they've got this naval base in London, so I finished off doing little bits in there. Mm-hmm. And then I left that and I actually started doing extras work on movies and stuff.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah. Because
so much fun. Fuck no.
It's
boring as fuck. Can't stand that shit.
You spend hours and hours on set just waiting and hanging around.
If you have a list of books you need to get through, that's a perfect place to be.
It is. But it's interesting because you're surrounded by a lot of creative people, and I found that interesting.
Creative, aka people out there.
It's
the amount of weirdos you meet on the extra sets. It's like,
I don't mean the extras. I mean the film crew.
Oh, the film crew. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Now you're talking.
Because the extras, they're all quirky and stuff.
Yeah, but a poor film crew, if they get approached by extras.
Yeah,
you should just go to the main camera guy and start talking to that person. It's like, so how are you choosing your angles? Like,
yeah, I couldn't even get close to those guys. But I was so kind of like geeky, because I am. I was like checking out all the equipment that they was using, how they were all set up.
Yeah, in that perspective, that's a pretty cool place to be.
Yeah, so it's nice to be around that and get a bit of cash out of it as well, and then get to be on screen for little things and then see it in the movie and stuff.
And see your foot. That's my foot right there in the film. Yeah.
not that I'm well known for it, but the most well known piece that I did was this Bollywood movie.
Oh, which Bollywood?
Yeah, it was called House Full.
Uh-huh.
And it's now like it's a series. I think there's like 4 or 5 Houseful movies, but I did the first one. And you've got like my headshot because they do these video pieces in the credits and stuff.
Yeah.
So not only am I background in the movie, but they've got me in a headshot in the credits as well. So that's cool.
Dude,
so
that's it. You reached the.
When it's weird though, because when it's just from that little bit, when I go and photograph Asian nights.
People recognize you.
Yeah, in London.
Did they ask for autographs?
No, it's not that far. It's not that far. They say, yeah, sign my ass. No.
But if you like that kind of stuff, why didn't you pursue acting then?
No, because I'm not an actor. I was there to absorb the atmosphere, absorb the production crew, what they were doing, and the tech and the
But you like to see your face there, though.
That was nice. That was nice, but you know, it wasn't my main goal. It wasn't my main goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get the idea of that. You can understand so much more about the industry and about especially for you, for like camera work, because like for stunt performers, we had to do 60 days on a set as an extra, because the idea behind is that then we understand how things are going and happening on the set, like just like how things work, like how is the catering, how is this, how is how is the I think not the politics, politics as well, but the ethical part of the what is going on the set. Yeah. So it's very important.
Yeah, the kind of hierarchy of it all as well, the structure.
Oh yeah, structure, exactly.
Producers and assistants and how they all the kind of like DOP stuff and how everything fits together.
Yeah. So okay, so you did that for a bit.
Yeah.
And
then after that, I actually started to photograph clubs in Vauxhall.
Vauxhall, famous Vauxhall. Anyone who's listening this out of UK, out of London, who don't know Vauxhall is very famous. Should I use famous or infamous?
Infamous.
Well, infamous for drugs. That's like a spot where a lot of drug stuff going on. But now, has this been the whole time, or before that it was different? Like, so now it's a gay scene. It's very huge there. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what's now, but it was 5 years ago at least.
Yeah. No, it was like that 13 years ago when I first came down to London.
Because there's this park right next to it. What is it called?
Vauxhall Pleasure Gardens.
Pleasure Gardens. And Pleasure Gardens, even before the gay scene, it was just a place where people used to go hook up, like the straight people.
Don't forget, one of the oldest venue, I think the oldest gay venue in Vauxhall is the Royal Vauxhall Tavern.
Oh, okay.
Which is a Grade A listed building now. You can't touch it. But that's one of the oldest gay venues. And, if I don't know, like 40, 50 years ago or whatever, Freddie Mercury went there with Princess Diana, most famously, I think.
What did they do there?
They just went in incognito.
And had the shag.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, who knows? Oh, there's me and Renee. Look.
Oh, yeah, Salvaker.
Bridget Jones.
How was she? Did you two have a chat with her?
Yeah, she's lovely. She's so dainty and fragile, but she's a lovely person. It's like when I was hugging her, it was like, oh my God, I don't want to squeeze too hard because she's so.
Because she lost a lot of weight.
She's so lovely. Yeah, she lost a lot.
She's lost a lot.
Yeah.
I think that one of the last films I saw with her when she. What was that film when she ended up being in this like very cold place? She was like the manager in this company, and then she got sent to close the factory somewhere where it's very cold, like Minnesota or something in States. And then as she would go there, the someone who was in charge or whatever, she fell in love with him basically, and then they had this whole thing. And I remember she was really skinny there. She would be like jogging in the morning and whatever, and Okay, and then obviously we see some photos here going on from
Chrissy Darling.
Yeah, and is he still doing what he's doing?
No, he's not. He's semi-retired, if not retired now, I think. But Chrissy Darling, and the guy next to Chrissy is Lee Forsyth Griffiths, and he is a singer-songwriter.
Oh, right.
Who's signed by BMG.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Okay, the first crazy experiences, I mean, like, you've seen so much weird shit in the clubs.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I mean, I as a dancer, I've seen a lot, but you know, and when you started it, would you remember how it was at the beginning? Was it like a couple of days a week, and then afterwards just getting busier and busier as soon as you get more recognized for your work, and you get more invitations to go and work, and then you probably start being more picky about it. Oh, I'm not going to go to that
kind of
dumpster, and I'm going to go maybe to this place.
Kind of. I mean, so when I first started out, I knew DJs and promoters. So I just kind of like went to their events and started taking photos and giving them the photos. I hope you've not got any of those photos because they were awful. They were absolutely awful. So yeah, I just started doing that. And then as word got round, I started to get hired by various events to actually do the photos.
Well, this is the event where we met, Heaven.
Yeah,
big ass club where we did. I was doing dancing, and I think that's where we met. Not sure if we met anywhere else before, but then we afterwards I think we saw each other to many different clubs and many events.
Can you go to Facebook?
Yeah, of course. But you need to tell me something while I'm doing this, otherwise it's just a silence.
So click on Facebook and then go to Joel Ryder Media, go to my page, and then click on photos, and then you'll see some of the popcorn photos, some of the last ones that I did. But yeah, so I knew like DJs and promoters, and I was photographing their events, and then I started to get asked to like do it for money. So I started to do that. But then after doing that, I got asked by the London gay magazines like QX and Boys Magazine.
Boys Magazine, I remember. I was on that.
yeah. And they asked me to go around and take photos in bars and clubs. And that was all published, which was great. It was good for me.
There you go. I remember Adam very well.
Adam Turner there.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
He was cool. Where are you? Go to the albums.
I'm seeing all.
Popcorn. There we go. Look, popcorn.
That's the one?
Yeah, any of these. Look, there we go. Oh my god.
And why does it?
Me and Chrissy, look at that.
Yeah. I'm just imagining how many different hats and outfits this guy has at home.
Oh, I've seen it. He's got a whole attic, like.
And he makes them
space.
himself.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, he makes all of them himself. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, the club life. Oh, I remember this one you had. Remember how long ago was it? And
Halloween.
Who did this for you?
2013. I did this.
You did it?
Yeah.
How can... What?
I did this. Just get some Halloween makeup and a zip and glue it on and put some
Really?
blood on.
It looks insane. I remember the first time I saw this photo, I was like, wow, that looks incredible. That's really cool. I don't think you should do anything with the other one. It should be just this one.
Yeah.
It would make so much sense, right? Because it's like a zipper who opens it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was probably a real one.
yeah. It's probably you.
Oh, I'm just so bad. Such a bad boy. I remember you had really nice shots from me doing a poll when I was in the club.
Definitely.
But it's gonna take us a lot of time just to find all of this kind of stuff.
You should have had all this set up already.
Yeah, but it's like,
come on.
Yeah, I kind of did almost. Oh, so the popcorn and how many clubs a week would you do at the time? And
the height of it when I was doing the magazines and stuff. So I could do anything upwards to 12 venues a weekend.
12 venues a weekend?
Yeah.
So you literally just run from one to another?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then there's some of them during the day. What kind of places would be open during the day?
No, it was more evening and nighttime.
Yeah.
And I just have to literally run from one to another.
And you would go there and you'd just be there for 1 hour, half an hour, and then you go other place?
Half an hour and then move to the next place.
Wow.
Yeah. Some places I'd stay for a bit longer.
It depends.
It just depends.
Obviously, you would stay a lot in Heaven. Just hang out with dancers.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the pros and cons and experiences, what you had there, and...
The pros were meeting everybody, networking, mainly. Just meeting all because you meet some wonderful people, all the performers, the drag queens, some of the promoters and DJs and stuff. They're all interesting people who have their own blueprints.
I shouldn't be telling you the story about my old name of the podcast.
I'm just working it in there now.
You're just it's creeping back.
Yeah, so I mean, that was really cool, and all of that leads on to like more work, doing studio shoots for all the performers and drag queens and some of the DJs, and then even the people you meet inside the club, their day jobs might be in offices and stuff, and they need headshots doing. You know,
and then they need just a nice grinder photo, and they're like, just call you
some
up.
people need grinder photos, you know. It just
not for their face, obviously.
No.
Hey.
Well, I did yours, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Your grinder one, yeah.
Yeah, my grinder is beautiful. Since then, I've been dating a lot of men.
Excellent.
Yeah. Talking about dating a lot of men. I don't know if you don't want to talk about it. It's totally fine. I can edit this out. Whatever. About you and popping the closet. How was that?
Coming out the closet.
Well,
yeah. Cool
way to call it is a popping, no?
Popping the closet.
I popped the closet. I popped the cherry. Like, oh no, you pop the cherry. You don't pop the closet. Yeah. So how was it for you to?
I opened the closet door and then popped my cherry. Right, there we go.
Probably, or you pop your cherry in the closet.
Yeah, more likely. Yeah, but that was before. That was before London.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking.
So this is when I was 18.
Okay.
Is when I came out.
Yeah.
To the world.
And how was that with you? Like your family? You have brothers, sisters?
No. Only child.
You're only child.
Yeah.
And so how was it received by your parents?
By my parents was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By my mum, totally fine. I think she probably knew anyway. I think she did. I came out to my auntie first, actually.
Really? Because you felt like more safe with her, or just connected?
Well, my auntie in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, good for you, my nephew."
Pretty much. Yeah.
And all of a sudden she speaks Russian accent. "Good for you, my nephew." Yeah, that's the one.
So I came out to her first, and I think she wrote a letter to my mum saying, "Oh, Joel's gay."
Oh, right.
And she went, "Yeah, I do." So
but how was it for you? Like, would you know some other guys your age at the time, guys or girls?
My friends.
Yeah, any friends you had in the school? Like, did it felt like not safe to go and talk about this to your friends, or?
I changed my group of friends when I came out.
Right, but that was still in Darbyshire.
In Darbyshire.
Yeah.
So I lost my straight set of friends because they didn't get along with the decision.
Really?
Yeah. I made a whole new set of friends on the gay scene. So
how was it? How did it feel in the sense of that someone, just because of your preferences or because of you just you like different things, all of a sudden they're not your friends anymore?
It was a bit hurtful, but I'm pretty pragmatic in the sense like, right, okay, you have been my friends throughout school, secondary school, high school, and now I'm getting on with my life. You're getting on with your life. I've come out and being honest with everybody.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with that, then fuck you. That's fine.
But do you think I'm
just going to get on with my life?
But do you think it's just a small town mentality? Is it just like almost like?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Very often what I say, like when there's a lot of violence and some kind of violence, being just mistreating other people. It's mainly because it's not because of their fault. It's because where they're from is the environment.
It is, yeah.
And that's where, like, when someone says, "Oh yeah, this guy, he steals or he fights or does all these things," but it's like, but do you understand that probably biggest reason why he or she is this way is because of the environment where they were raised in.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And exposed, and the family and mom and dad were there saying, if dad has racist slurs all the time, or being homophobic all the time around you, what kind of person you gonna be, especially when you're juvenile, when you're just underage.
Exactly. It's all about upbringing.
Yeah.
How your parents bring you up.
Have you ever reconnected to any of those friends?
No.
That's a shame, because you would think like maybe that what's one point they would like, oh shit, actually, doesn't matter, what orientation you are. I
mean, I tell a lie, actually. One person did reach out to me like last year or something.
Okay.
Donna. Yeah.
Hey Donna.
Hey Donna. who was a friend of mine, and she reached out just saying, "Hey, how are you?" and all that kind of stuff. So I updated her, but that's it. Nothing more than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then how was the community in Derbyshire with like?
But I don't have like a bad thought about that. I'm very happy with my friends now. And the friends that I made after coming out, I'm very happy with all those decisions.
But you see, the funny thing is, like, I can relate it, even though, you know, it's not for me changing my sexual orientation or announcing what is my sexual orientation. For me, it was like the mindset, because my mindset was always to leave my little town. I wanted to travel, and afterwards, when I moved away from Riga, and most of my friends were getting married, you know, settling down, and then I realized that I am kind of pushed out of my tribe. Because I would go back and talk to them, but there's, first of all, nothing really much to talk about. We have nothing really in common anymore. I'm saying about, I'd rather chase my dreams till I die, you know, and they were looking at me like, what's wrong with you, kind of thing. So, you know, I can relate to that as well. Yeah. But I just, anytime I talk, and for me, my eyes were, you know, my kind of look was so much more widened in Vancouver. It started in Canada when I started working in gay clubs.
Vancouver. Funny you should mention that.
Okay.
I want to move there.
I actually considering that's the place where to have a family and settle down. It's one of the best places in the world. We can talk about it a little bit later. Yeah. But so for me, in Vancouver, I kind of opened my eyes because I got exposed to all this gay community, and I realized these are fucking awesome people, you know. And then I was like, well, are they awesome because they're gay? No, they're just people. And they, you know, and the gay community has this thing about going partying and whatever, but there's a lot of gay people who don't party. Yeah. They like to sit at home and read, you know, be very antisocial, being an assholes. Just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're fucking awesome either, just like with straight people. So, and that's where I kind of opened my horizons, opened my eyes, and then also, obviously, I moved to London, and I continue hanging out with a lot of, you know, gay people. Yeah. And then when you're being exposed and hang out, and you just, you know, accept them as like just very awesome people, and doesn't matter, you know, what you like, what you don't like. And then I would go back to Latvia, and even with my sister, I would have a conversation. And she, at the time, she was a finance director for Opera of Latvia.
Okay.
And there was someone who was a gay artist, or he was, I don't know how he was known. And just the way she would be talking about him behind his back, obviously, because he wasn't there. Yeah. I just felt like that resentment you have towards that person just because of his sexuality. Mm-hmm. And I straight away started like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You have master's degree, you're smart, you're well traveled, you educated, interesting person, and this is the way you look at, you know, people.
But that's to do with her upbringing as well. Probably her parents, maybe, and her ethics as she was taught as a child or something, or.
That is, well, because I'm her brother, so I was raised in the same community.
Oh shit! Sorry,
that's my sister. Yeah.
Ah! No! Oh my god! Edit out.
Listening skills to zero.
Yeah.
So my sister, she's 5 years older, and like she has 3 kids, and like very like high like family values and everything like that.
Okay.
But I think that the biggest problem, and the way I see it, I am pretty sure, about 100%, maybe like 95% sure, that if I would be still in Latvia, and if I would be like hearing whatever I have around me, I probably would be just like her. And what I'm trying to say is that the environment changes you, and you know you get exposed to these people. Because when I started dancing in a gay club, the main reason was because I was not allowed to make money legally anymore. Because in Canada, I ran out of my visa, and the only way I figured out to stay there was to study in university. Right. And on campus, I couldn't get any work because that's the only place I could work. And then I met someone who was like, "Oh, I'm manager in this gay club. You're a good dancer. Would you like to work?" And I was like, "Oh, gay club, that's crazy. Like, oh, never." And the next thing you know, I'm there half naked.
Was that Chris?
No. And then no, in Vancouver. What do you mean?
Chris? Oh, right. Okay. So I'm talking about popcorn again.
No. No, I started doing dancing in gay clubs in Vancouver. Yeah. And then, the first couple of weeks was like, oh my God, like all these guys and this and that. And then I realized, oh my God, they're actually cool people and just have fun. Yeah, they do drugs and do this, but that's them having fun. And then it was so quickly they just accepted, because I was like, one of the things, and I think that's what a lot of straight guys struggle with. They're like, oh, if he's gay, he's probably going to try to, make a move on me. It's like, first of all, why do you think you're so crazy attractive that, you know, gay people just will jump on you, you know? Obviously that's that. But so for some reason, I think straight men, that's the mentality, or that's the way they think about it.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying because you got out of Latvia when you did, you broadened your horizons and it opened you up to different parts of the world and life and
yeah,
people.
100%. And I mean, like, if I wouldn't work in gay clubs, probably I wouldn't be that, you know, kind of exposed and more understanding what is going on.
Yeah.
But because I was, and in the beginning I was like, oh, that's me getting out of my comfort zone. But then afterwards I realized, what the fuck I was stressing about? This is, you know, these just people having fun. And then I realized I rather hang out with gay people in gay clubs than with straight people. And the certain, one of the main reasons were like straight people, whenever they have some drinks, whatever, they get aggressive. They need to prove some stuff. The testosterone is just going through the roof. You know, there's always fighting for women and all that shit. You know, if gay people have any issues, any fights, they just like slap each other and like, you bitch, I hate you. You know, they kind of walk away. Not that everyone is so camp, but you know, and it's always fun around them to hang out with them, and it's just because I did go-go dancing also in a straight club, and I remember in Vancouver, in dancing in a straight club, I would see like always like some fights, you know, always these guys are like, oh, you're looking at me, like, what did you say, kind of thing. It's just like, and I was like, I'd rather just work in gay clubs.
Yeah, because I photographed straight venues as well, clubs, and the environment, the atmosphere is just so different. Yeah, you can tell as soon as you walk in the door, like it's not so, it feels like it's not so friendly, and there's a little bit of tension in the air kind of thing. And
it's like a constant competition almost, like it's like these gorillas just walking around, oh, this is my female.
Yeah, no, exactly. And they're all trying to get the girl, and it's like this I was going to say bitch, but it's not the right term to use, but it's what that's the term they'd use.
Yeah.
You know,
no, well, the bitch, if you
this
like,
person's mine, and
if you refer to like for dogs, like, you know, that you know, a female dog is a bitch. But
and that's how they see them.
Yeah, but the attitude is almost like that. When you see a pack of dogs, they would just be like all like surrounding this female who is ready to mate, and then they would fight for it. But that's how it looks, especially in clubs when the people are drunk, when they don't. There's like. The common sense doesn't exist anymore. No. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely, totally.
And but I've always enjoyed to watch the gay guys game, because obviously as a dancer, how many times I would be hidden on, and like especially when I worked in Los Angeles in some of the gay clubs, I would get so often, you know, it's because it was all tips, so they would stick the tips in my, you know, pants, whatever, and so often like someone has $20 bill, put it in with a phone number on it and shit like that, and they would just like put it in there, and they're like, oh yeah, open it now. So I'm kind of opening it, and it's like and I'm just laughing. And actually one of my he became a really good friend of mine, so he met me in a club and he's like hitting on me that I didn't realize, you know, that's how oblivious I was. And I said like, oh, do you, because I had no friends in LA, and I was like, do you want to hang out? And he was like, yeah. And he thought that's the first date. So we go out and we have just, you know, having a drink or food or whatever. And I don't remember how, but he was like, are you straight? And I was like, yeah. I think I probably said something about, oh yeah, I was with this girl, like whatever. And he's like, you straight? It's like, yeah, I am. And but then he was fine, and we just became like best pals, and we were hanging out, and we were wingmanning for each other. You know, every time we go to a gay club, I would just go and talk to anyone. It's like, oh, have you met my friend?
yeah. I mean, I've been asked that a lot as well. Are you straight?
Really?
Yeah.
But the thing is like,
it's like when I'm photographing in gay clubs and stuff, like people will actually ask, they go, are you gay? Are you straight?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think when I met you first time, I wouldn't be able to say that. But also, like, again, when you expose more...
You were camper than I was.
Yeah. Dude, like, the amount of times... Listen, I even used this in my stand-up comedy in Bali. One of my sets was basically, I would be on a stage, dancing, then getting on the stage, getting a drink, and then I would usually get approached by some guys coming over, and they would have their bestie, BFF, a girl, right?
Yeah.
And so these girls, and they would be, like, usually drunk, and they would come over to me, and they was like, oh my god, if you would be straight, I would fuck you right here. And then I'm like, Well, you're in luck. I'm actually straight. And he's like, no, shut up. There's no way you're straight. You dance the campest out of everyone. How the fuck you possibly straight? And I was like, yeah, I'm straight. I just adopt.
Because you were really comfortable in Popcorn. Like, so comfortable. And you would actually lead all the guys on. You would play with them. And
Yeah. I just, because also I think I brought mentality from LA, because in LA you would always work for tips.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because like I noticed some of the boys performers in the UK clubs, they would be very like assy and bitchy, very cold, kind of not very inviting. And then there's like, oh yeah, try to have this attitude in LA, you're gonna have no money. Yeah. So, and because in LA that was all about like getting tips.
Yeah.
So yeah, and at the end of the day, that's kind of my personality. I like interacting. I like that.
So what I want to know now is, how many women did you get when working at Heaven?
Oh, quite a lot.
Did you?
Quite a lot, and I think Heaven wasn't that bad. LA was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be honest, also I don't really like fucking around, so I was kind of quite picky, and I think you probably not. Oh, she would be hilarious if she was listening this. Rosette Love, she's a quite famous singer in Canada. Mm-hmm. She did actually a song together with Timberland, like featuring Timberland. And anyway, so the story goes, she sees me in a club, and I go outside, and she has start talking to me, and it was one of those like, if you would be straight, I would just like so go out with you, and we end up dating.
There you go. That's how it works.
Yeah. So you tell me something now, I will find Rosette Love. So just to show you that it's not fictionary, imaginative character.
Well, what do you want to know next?
So, what about you? How often have you hooked up while doing photography? And that's probably the main reason why you were doing photography, just to get hooked up with gay people. Gay people with guys.
I didn't keep track. I didn't keep count. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I didn't keep count. I don't know. My current partner is going to be watching this. My Kieran, hi.
Oh shit.
No, but I mean, obviously, we've all got a past, so yeah, it happens. It happens quite.
Well,
a bit.
but if you
if
you're single
London,
and stuff, like, why would you not? You know,
especially in London on the gay scene, you know, it's almost like everybody's sleeping with everybody else sometimes.
Yeah. Here you go, so I can show you. This
it's
is
all fun.
Why there's no sound? There you go. That's Rosette. And Timberland. Oots.
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh wow, she's
gorgeous,
great.
beautiful girl. Like, yeah, and that's how we met. And she came over literally. She's like, "Oh, if you would be straight, blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh, well, I'm straight." Okay, this is the second segment. We're already running over, so that's only big camera is working. This is not filming anymore, but it's both of us.
Good.
Okay, we'll be back in a second. And the other thing what I thought was quite interesting to talk about is that how, you know, there's a stereotyped gay people that are like, oh, someone is very camp, so yeah, that he's gay. And then someone just like looks or comes across very straight, and no one knows that person is gay as well. My experience was, I remember I was working in one gay club as a dancer. I was stripping then, and I was like fully naked, just finished my act and just getting now changed, and I was already dressed up, and I was like just talking to some people at the bar. And this one guy comes over, and he's like quite shy, and he comes over and is like, "Hey, I really liked your performance." I was like, "Oh, thank you, cheers, man." And honestly, he came across more straight than I ever been in my life. And I was like, "Cool, dude, yeah, high five, whatever." And then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have a party in my place. Do you want to come over?" And I'm like, Sure, yeah, whatever, yeah, let's do it.
And you went?
And I didn't go, but I don't know what happened, but I think in the meantime was something about like, "Yeah, I think you're quite cute." That's what he said to me. I was like, "Are you gay?" He's like, "Yeah." And then his story was like, he really struggled with all the closet thing, coming out of the closet, because he was grew up in this small town in Canada, and it was just huge no, and very religious people around him, and so and that's the point where I was like, I feel so sorry for these people that they have to, you know, battle with this. And the one thing what I really struggle with to understand why straight people can't accept that just we are different, we have different interests, and why there has to be such a stigmatized, and it just doesn't make any sense. Why would you care about someone, what they do in their bedrooms and who they date and what they do? That's
a very good point. You know, it shouldn't matter, you know, whether you sleep with a man or a woman or anyone in between, you know. But I was just thinking about coming out again and thinking about it. The most important thing for me, I think, was to have a little gay scene. Now, Derby doesn't have a big gay scene. They have one gay bar and one gay club at the time that I came out. But it was very important to have that. Imagine somebody coming out in an area where there's no kind of gay bar or venues to go to.
Probably that was the guy. That was the example.
So there's no safe haven. There's no place you can go to feel comfortable or talk to people like yourself. So, yeah, because when I came out, I was straight into the gay bar, you know, talking to people, getting to know people, making new friends. So that was very important. If that wasn't there, then I guess it would have been a lot harder.
Do you remember that show from Little Britain, that guy who thinks that he's the only gay in the town?
The only gay in the village, yeah.
I'm the only gay in the village. Did I do it right?
Daffyd, I forget his surname in the
Oh
show,
my God. Only gay in...
It was Daffyd Thomas, I think it was.
Oh my God.
And he always used to wear this rubber leotard. There you go.
There you go. He's so funny.
Fox here.
Do you know, I think Ethan might be a gay.
I think that's very unlikely.
I'm the... Oh yeah, he's going to say that. Well, he's going to say it.
I'm the only gay in the village.
I just love Little Britain, guys. You're fucking amazing.
And it can be like that if you come from a small village, anywhere really. It can be like you're the only gay person around, especially when you're.
I'm Ethan, but all my friends call me Fanny.
Call me Fanny. Oh my God, so good. Sorry.
They got it spot on. They did.
Yeah.
In the script and turned it into comedy, but yeah, based in reality.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Like when afterwards, I was like questioning this stuff, like because there's statistics shows like on every 1,000 people there's going to be a certain amount of gay people, and I was just kind of in this environment when I knew that there are going to be some gay people, but they would not be able just to say, and
I think there's a lot more gay people than statistics say, because a lot of people won't tick that box of being gay anyway.
Yeah.
And also I think majority of people perhaps are just bisexual anyway.
Exactly.
And they just decide to go with one or the other.
Exactly. And I think just like men are this, like especially now they're talking about the gender fluidity and about non-binary, and they say that basically there's all of us going to have different percentages of femininity and masculinity in our bodies, and as a personality as well. I guess
it's part of your personality.
Yeah, so it's like I'm 70% masculine and then 30% feminine, and I remember this one example. I don't know what was the deal with this guy, but he basically came across so camp. I think I'm like a book camp, like from Little Britain camp, and he would always be with girls, and he would always like, I'm straight.
Oh, right, okay,
whether he was in this huge denial or there's just someone, he's very feminine, but he likes girls.
No, I've come across these people as well.
These people. What is the name for them?
these types of people, these gender fluid, heterosexual people.
Yeah.
Is
that would be the right way to?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I don't even want to go.
There's quite a few terms out there at the moment. It's hard to pigeonhole people, and you shouldn't pigeonhole people anyway.
No.
So
exactly. And then so often I have some of my straight men as well, straight friends, because I joke around a lot of gay stuff. I do a lot of camp stuff, because also when I used to work in the clubs, I was just like, oh my God, girlfriend, you're just amazing. You're just so sexy today.
Hold on a second.
All this kind of conversation, and when I start joking around with this, I'm not kidding you. So many of my straight friends are like, you gay, right? And I was like, no, I'm not.
Well, being in the club and doing that, and especially stripping, what was it like getting naked, getting your cock out in front of thousands of gay guys.
I wouldn't go as far as thousands.
In heaven, the possibility was at least 1,000 to...
I didn't get my cock out in heaven.
Did you not?
No, I didn't. We had Benedict who used to come over and do the stripping.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually was chatting with Benedict recently because since I moved to London, I didn't do full Monty.
Oh, right. Okay, so when you did stripping, you
full
didn't
Monty
do it in
only
a gay club?
I did full Monty only in Canada, and it was in a couple times in a gay club. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that experience though? Was it anything?
Because I was already so accustomed and so like comfortable with gay people because I was working as a go-go dancer.
Right.
I really didn't care anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I think there was almost like, it almost like felt like because men see me naked, I'm like, they're just dudes like in the toilet. They're taking a piss next to you and they see you, you know. I think like I was more worried about performing in front of women because you were like, oh, is it going to be, you know, am I going to look good enough for them to kind of like me? Because I didn't give a fuck about whether the gay people are going to like me or not. Yeah, because I don't care. Because in Canada, in Vancouver, I remember there was some like hen dos or whatever. Very often you would actually go and hook up with those girls afterwards. So you almost like care about like whether they're going to accept you and they're going to like you. But in front of gay people, I just had enormous amount of fun because I did not give two fucks.
Okay.
Do you want to?
So no, that would be like me stripping for a hen party with lots of women. I probably wouldn't care at that point, but if I was doing it with guys, then I would because I'm gay. So
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And one funny story. Oh my god, this is like the craziest way I ever picked up tips from someone in Vancouver on a Davie Street. If you think about going to Vancouver, Davie Street is the gay street, they call it. So there's all gay clubs like Celebrities, all other clubs were there. So I would work in those, and then there's one club. This guy who I knew him for a while, like for 2 years. He would always come, and he was just so friendly, nice. Come talks to me, gives me a hug, whatever. And then he's like, on this one time I was performing, and I was fully naked. And he was like, do you want to get this tip? And it was like $50. Like usually like $50 is a big deal to get the tip. Yeah. So it's like someone gives you 20, that's all pretty decent. And he was like, yeah, sure, of course I want that tip. So he's like, yeah, but you need to be very creative the way you're gonna pick it up. It's like, what do you mean? So you can't use your hands to pick it up. So he would lie on his back on the floor, roll that $50 bill, puts it in his mouth, and then he's like, now you have to pick it up. And I think he, instead of saying no hands, he said you need to pick it up with your ass cheeks.
I was thinking it was.
I literally like, and I just performed. I was all sweating, like there was a gooch sweat everywhere, whatever. So I would literally sit on his face and pick up those $50 bills.
Amazing.
And like, and whoever is listening to this, they probably think what the fuck's wrong with me and stuff. But I'm like, there are a lot of things are wrong with me, and
that's funny.
No, but what I'm saying is like, most of the things what I do in my life that when I'm 70 or 80 years old, I can look back and I was like, I've done it.
Yeah.
You know, I've done it. I've done, one time I actually got a head from men, but I thought it's a woman.
Right, okay.
Do you want to hear that story?
A transsexual, you did?
No, it was a dude who was in drag, and I thought it was a woman.
Right. Oh, right, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Was this in Vancouver as well?
Yeah, it was in Vancouver. All the crazy shit happened with me, it was in Canada. Canadians, woo! Listen, it feels like this podcast is about me. It should be about you. But yeah, all I'm saying, for me as a person who is just kind of loves adventure and meeting interesting people, and I think I'm just so blessed to be exposed to gay community, because I think for those straight men who are like all prejudice and straight girls as well, because I think there's a lot of straight girls who are like, oh, gay clubs.
Yeah.
It's like, those people know how to have fun, and they're so awesome, and it goes both ways. Just like with straight people, they can be awesome people, they can be dickheads,
Yeah, but more so with straight people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, photography, man. So what are the things what you do at the moment?
So I'm doing a lot of filming.
Also through the sorry, before you start that, through the pandemic and stuff, nothing was happening. All the clubs were closed. So for you, that kind of disappeared.
So the gay scene disappeared, the bars and the clubs disappeared, and then the magazines disappeared with it. But I was doing commercial filming and corporate filming as well.
You said a website, so while you're saying that, what is that professional website you had? is this the one?
This is my website, but this hasn't been updated for like 10 years.
This is mainly the club stuff as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of music videos in there and a couple of short films and stuff, which I did in the past.
Oh, by the way, in this, which I created specifically for you, have you done any of these photographies?
What's this? No, that's not me.
Boys?
I mean, I've worked for boys, yeah, sure. But that wasn't me.
Look at how they photoshopped me.
That's not one of my photos. And what, are you promoting Grindr there? What's going on?
It looks like it. But look at my hips, what they did with my hip. Look.
Were your hips not that thin?
No, of course not. They photoshopped the crap out of me.
Shit. What other boys magazine photos did you have there?
I think this is the one you did, no?
No. No. Go down because it was it should say the photography by the Club Wolf. No, that's not me. They're not my photos. My photos are much better.
Of course they are.
No, but yeah, so corporate filming, so like doing promos, videos for them, filming events for them, and then more excitingly is doing commercial behind the scenes and making of videos. So say if there's a commercial for Sipsmith Gin, for instance, was one of the most recent ones. They were the main sponsor for Wimbledon tennis, which just happened the other month.
Okay.
And they created a new commercial for it, and they created a new gin for it, and they filmed their commercial, and I filmed the behind the scenes footage for that, kind of like the making of that commercial. So that's the kind of stuff that I've been doing for the past I don't know, 2-3 years now.
And for you, like comparingly video and photo, so now do you do like 50-50 or it's mainly video?
At the moment it's mainly video. I would say 70-30 in favour of video at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
And what do you prefer more?
Before the pandemic it was 50-50. I love to film, but I love to get in the studio and take photos as well, so
both kind of things.
Yeah.
Actually, in my notepad, which I haven't used the whole time.
I mean, can you go to the Instagram?
To your Instagram, which we had before,
to the Joel Ryder Media one, because you'll see the Sipsmith material.
What am I typing in?
Joel Ryder Media. And then you should see like a commercial post there. I don't really post much. I should really post a lot more on social media, but since the pandemic started, I just haven't got back into it. So that last one there. Yeah, no, this one with the swan. Yeah, that's the one. So Mr. Swan is his name, and drinking gin is his game. And yeah, so I was just like filming that. That's the storyboard for the commercial. You've been on sets and stuff, so you know all about it. These are the creatives doing interviews with them. So, and this is the kind of, because it was like animation.
For some reason, I can't turn the sound on. Look, I'm trying to press and it goes down.
Oh, it's your browser, isn't it?
I don't know.
But yeah, so it was stop motion animation, and it was really cool. So they created this whole kind of miniature of Wimbledon tennis court.
Is it what it's called? Stop motion?
I think it's called stop frame animation.
Yeah, because some of the films that they create is pretty cool. I think I saw one with the fox. This really
yeah. What
was the name of that film? The title.
I don't know the name of
I know the voice of the fox was George Clooney. George Clooney. Yeah. It was his voice.
I can't remember the name of the film, but they create these puppets, and they're so detailed in all the different models and stuff, and they just move the puppet like just a centimetre or a millimetre. Take a frame, move it again.
Do they take a photo of it?
Yeah, it's a still.
It's like a photo.
Yeah, and then they
it's basically
string it all together.
Just considers from just photos taken.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah,
and it's like how long? Oh, we were. Oh, is he fixing your car now?
Yeah.
I think he has no fucking clue what he's doing there.
He's actually a real mechanic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's real.
He's just kind of pointing at something there.
He's not actually doing anything, but he knows what he's doing.
That's pretty cool. Filming and
yeah. So it's like I work for anybody, and most of my work comes from referrals now. So I just get referred from client to client to client.
But that's the best, isn't it?
Which is best, which is how it's been for the past few years, and it's brilliant. So it's really good. Like, so the jobs that I'm doing next week is like for a PR company. I'm live streaming and filming an event for them. It's like a little lecture and somebody talking, and they want it live streamed. And then I'll do more work on commercial stuff. But another bit of filming that I'm doing at the moment, and that I have been doing throughout the pandemic, is funerals.
I like how you started that with this excitement. And by the way, this other thing what I start doing now, okay, how did you get into that? Is
well, before the pandemic,
people didn't die that much. Now they die more. Is that what he's saying? Oh shit!
Yeah, it's true.
Well, it's true.
It's true.
I'm so tempted to press that turum pum push, but no, I'm not going to do it.
Don't go there.
No.
Before the pandemic, like a friend of a friend had died, and they wanted the funeral filmed because like some family members from abroad couldn't make it, and they wanted to get it on film and send it off to them. So I did that, and through that I got signed up with the funeral parlour. And then since then they've been calling me back to film funerals for family members and friends who couldn't attend, and especially during the pandemic they got me to live stream the funerals as well.
Well, the thing is,
really
it's
important.
interesting that you mentioned that. Unfortunately, my good friend passed away in Bali, who had a lung condition, and it was not treated properly, and he passed away. He was our age, 37, and very sad, and they. That's because even parents couldn't make it, because also like they couldn't fly from States, and then someone was organizing the live stream from there, and that is a really great, at least, way for other people to interact and be feel like they're present.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a big service to them, because at the beginning, only 15 people were allowed to attend a funeral, and then it up to 30 and stuff. But hundreds of people wanted to attend. So offering that live streaming facility was really important.
Yeah, some kind of alternative.
Yeah, and I'm still doing that now. So
from clubs to funerals.
I do everything. I've done weddings as well. Yeah, just do all of it.
Do you have preferences, or you just like mixing it up?
I like mixing it up.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
I don't like sticking with one particular niche. I do like variety.
Is there a niche would you like to get into?
I guess I want to. I do like the commercial side that I'm doing at the moment. So if I wanted to expand on that, I think that would be good. And if I, kind of jumped into any TV or film behind the scenes filming as well, that'd be great.
Why not actually filming the films? Have you ever thought about being a director or camera person?
A director of photography, or just a camera B, maybe, or something like that. That would be amazing. Yeah. But a lot of those guys have their own kit as well that they bring in on set. Yeah. And they're tens of thousands of pounds, sometimes up to 100,000 pounds.
All you need to do is just sell your left kidney.
Is that it?
Is that it? That's yeah, go. While we're talking about film stuff, we need to show our sexy.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing this.
That was fun.
And this was spur of the moment as well.
And this is your coat.
And that's my coat as well. It's your sword, my coat. And it was just kind of like a last minute decision because I was doing photos with you.
Yeah, we were just thinking to do photos. Yeah. We didn't thought about it, because I thought I would like to. I said, how about we have a little bit of a video just for me for my
Was it you who
promo.
Suggested that, or me?
I'm not sure, but I think we finished the photo and then we did the video, and I think
because I said, do you mind if I do a little bit of video? Because you had this sword with you, and I thought it was cool, and you looked a bit like a samurai. And I said, can we do a little bit of video? And I had this little rough montage in my head.
But either way, I would be definitely happy just to say, I would love to have some, because I'm actually using this little bit of stuff in my stunt showreel.
Really?
Yeah, just a little throwing around the sword and stuff.
Nice.
Because it looks way cooler than if I would just be in a gym in my tracksuit and just going with the sword.
I'd like to do maybe another short little video with you as well.
Here you go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do I have to be naked?
Do something. I think you should be butt naked this time.
With this waist. Oh my god, look at this waist. What the fuck?
You've never...
Grinder.
Wow.
That's the best. This is the photo what would make my mom so proud.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Out of someone who is being a journalist for 15 years for a Catholic journal or magazine, and sees her son with a very messed up waist area and like tiny little pants and
advertising
Grinder.
Yeah,
I know. That's perfect. Mom, we made it. And then for you, have you ever thought about being, let's say, do you look up to any directors, any like film directors? Do you get inspired by any then film camera people, or?
You know, almost ashamed to say that I can't pick out any particular director. Maybe like Christopher Nolan or Ridley Scott, you know, some of the big names. But I do get inspired by the sci-fi films that I watch. And the kind of like political dramas that I'm into on TV now, like Goliath, for instance, and House of Cards, and you know, things like that, because I like political dramas as well. So like things that I'm into and I watch, because they're so cinematic.
Did you watch Newsroom?
No.
Newsroom, that is very political and very quite interesting. I didn't see House of Cards. I heard so many good things about it. I just need to watch it. But
cool.
I'm just afraid, because when I start watching it, I'm just binging the crap out of it until 5 a.m.
That's what I did.
Did you see The Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, I love that as well.
Oh my God.
I mean,
it was like 4 nights. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still, and what I'm doing, obviously, I'm like fast forwarding, like running through some stuff. Like, oh, there's no fights, nothing, no one is killing anyone. It's fine.
Man.
Like, when did you see it? How long ago you watched it?
It was quite recently. It was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
That I started to watch it. Not even that, like a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah, for me it was like a month or something ago.
Right, okay.
And
have you seen it all now?
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing. So some of the characters, I mean, when you say that a character, you just hate a character, especially if they're like the villains or whatever, that means that they did their job.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's the name of the guy who's the playing that old man, the old gang member.
Yeah.
The father, or he's also the stepfather for the main character. John? Is it John?
His real name is it Ron or something?
No,
or something?
No,
I don't know.
So bad. Just watched it.
But I didn't like the ending. I didn't like how the whole series ended.
Yeah,
I thought the ending was pretty shit, actually.
But don't you say the same thing about pretty much anything what is actually decent? Have you heard anyone saying it was good ending for Game of Thrones?
Yeah, no, because that was rushed as well.
I don't know.
Like season 7 and 8 was rushed at the end, and so that was bad production. That was just bad. Because
I think as better as the film as the ending is going to be, like just hard, because people don't want to accept that it's going to be over. I think that is a problem as well.
That as well, yeah.
You know, because like in the Sons of Anarchy, you know, spoiler alert who haven't seen it. He kind of did everything what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he was leading to that that's it, he's going to leave it. And he also settled all the scores. He made sure that everyone is happy and healthy and fine and safe. Yeah. And then he gets this like just a bunch of cops following him and just flies into...
The storyline, I think, was fine, but for me, it was the way it was shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the way it was shot and perhaps even edited. I thought it looked cheap compared to the rest of the series.
Yeah, maybe they ran out of cash.
Yeah, I just thought this wasn't the standard that they were at a season ago.
Yeah, how crazy is to see those actors who do like this perfect American accent, and all of a sudden they're
British.
Yeah, they're like British, and they start talking, and you're like, what the hell is going on there?
He's a pretty good actor, actually.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like he did the King Arthur.
Yeah, as well. But do you know one of his first pieces on television in Britain?
I actually saw it because I watched the interview with him. It's
Queer as Folk.
Yeah, it's a teenagers, some kind of... he was playing this teenager, some kind of...
who came out as gay.
Yeah.
Queer as Folk, which is an iconic gay series in this country, and then it was remade in America as well. But it was on Channel 4, and it's one of the most iconic gay series, and it was done by what's his name, the big writer who did Doctor Who as well.
Don't ask me, I'm so bad at that shit.
But anyway, and it was the same guy who did Cucumber, which was like 20 years after Queer as Folk. But it was so iconic because never before on television had anybody seen the gay scene so raw before. You know, gay guys having sex, kissing inside the clubs.
Oh, okay.
All everything that went on inside the clubs and the whole kind of inside track on the gay scene.
So many families, Catholic families, were probably throwing rocks at their TVs.
Oh, they got so many complaints about it, but it was groundbreaking. Yeah, it was really good. And he had like full-on gay sex scenes in that program. And he's a straight guy, so it's great.
Yeah, and it's again to that society who is just so closed-minded and like whether very religious, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And the other lead guy from Queer as Folk ended up in Game of Thrones. He was the guy who ran the brothels in Game of Thrones.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, he's the guy who had sex with the Sons of Anarchy guy. There you go.
I was like, which button should I press? Look at that. That's beautiful.
This is TV.
A lady.
He's an impersonator. He's famous for impersonating Trump.
Oh, really?
And Boris Johnson, yeah.
Well, he looks like Trump right here. Wait. Listen, this is the third segment is going to bend, and then we can do one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah, we can squeeze one in. Yeah.
Double check, triple check.
Are you sure?
Double bag. That's a nice expression, double bag. Like, why? Who would come up with that? Was it someone who got pregnant and they're like, from now on, you need to double bag?
What, like wearing 2 condoms?
No. Yeah, that obviously.
Yeah, is that it?
Where else you would use double bag? In a store when you get a groceries.
No, I was thinking of teabagging, sorry.
Well, that's putting a testicle in someone's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. No, but double bagging comes from the store, but also, do you know the docking?
Yes.
Have you tried? Do you like it?
No, I don't think I've tried it, actually.
So tonight,
I know about it.
With your partner, after you guys have that romantic dinner, by the way, he's going to be late for his dinner.
Yeah. It's your fault.
It's my fault. It's on my mouth. So you guys gonna try the docking?
Docking.
Yeah. Tell to the viewers who don't know what docking is.
Are you sure your viewers want to know?
Yes, it's magical.
It is. Really?
Go.
If you have a big foreskin, then docking is for you.
Okay, I need more information. Come on, man. Oh, I love it. I put him in a spot. Your boyfriend is going to be so happy to see this. Come on.
If you're gay, pull your foreskin over your partner's dick. End of his dick kind of thing. That's docking. It's like a spaceship docking with a space station almost, but not.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you say...
Now you explain it.
Why did you say gay man? You can do it with this other straight dude. You don't have to be gay man to get another penis around your foreskin.
You can do it with any guy, yeah?
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. Probably not would be not suggested with your family members, but
and then you can have a little game of soggy biscuit.
Soggy biscuit. Oh, I like that. Soggy biscuit. What was the soggy biscuit?
It's where you jerk over a cookie. And the last person to ejaculate eats it.
Yeah, I heard that one. The other one I heard, there's this game.
This podcast has gone X-rated now.
Oh, fuck it. No one is watching it anyways. Freckles. Do you know the game Freckles?
No.
So they basically put a piece of poo in a sock, and everyone stands in a circle. You take that sock and smash against the floor, and whoever has more freckles is the winner.
Oh, man. That is... Okay. That is a straight guy thing to do.
Docking's totally fine for you, but this, all of a sudden, we have to draw the line.
Now you're dealing with shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you never dealt with it.
What straight guys get up to?
All sorts of weird shit. Okay, we were touching upon some docking questions. So on this podcast, the title of it is Renars podcast. I'm trying to educate people, and I tell to my guests.
I think you should go back to the blueprint thing, but go on.
Oh, whatever. You and your blueprint. That's it. I'm not going to mention blueprint ever now on a podcast, otherwise people can't shut up. I said to Joel, give me like your favorite 2 books, 2 films, and I also do ask about more like 2 influential people in your life. I kind of forgot about to ask it to you. Anyways, let's start with books. And the books you chose is written by... So you mentioned John Grisham. That's like one of your dudes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a couple of books. It was Client, Firm, and the Pelican Brief. And all of them starts with the. The Client, the Firm, the Pelican Brief.
And he's the #1 bestseller.
Ooh, baby.
But yeah, that's the theme of his novels, is that they all start with the, which is,
Yeah, I just know, I noticed it before. But so why John Grisham? And he has a lot of books. I saw there was a lot of them coming up.
Yeah. I think it was the movies that got me into it, because I enjoy all the books that have been made. A lot of his books have been made into movies.
Right.
And I've seen those growing up, and I just enjoy all of them because they're political dramas, most of them as well.
So you usually watch a film and then you read a book, or other way around.
it's usually that way around. Yeah.
Apparently they say the best way to do is to read a book first and then watch a film. But the problem with that is you get very disappointed because your imagination can be so different.
Yeah.
And like John Grisham writes very fucking long books, man. Yeah. Like I started listening audiobook, the Pelican Brief.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, first of all, the narrator was so boring, I was falling asleep. But there was just like 17 hours of audiobook.
Yeah. Usually they can't fit everything that's in the book into a movie anyway, or a TV series like Game of Thrones. That's why they rushed the last 2 seasons, because they couldn't fit everything into it.
Yeah.
But they're making new series now for Game of Thrones spin-offs, which is exciting.
Oh,
coming out soon.
Okay, no one cares about that. John Grisham. Come back to John Grisham.
Okay. So saw the I'm a movie buff pretty much. So saw the movies first, and then kind of flicked through a few of his books.
Yeah, I never seen. Is there a film for Pelican Brief?
There is,
yeah. I need to see that. I haven't seen it. Yeah. So, but the film, and like, it was actually very special for me when you said The Firm, because The Firm is the first book I ever read in English. Okay. And the best part of it is, I'm pretty sure I understood maybe 20% of that, what I read. I remember I would be just reading, all of a sudden I was like, where am I? What is going on?
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, when my English got better, so I think I already lived in Canada, I picked up The Firm again, and I read it again, and then I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I never seen the film, and I watched the film 2 days ago.
Okay, right.
I watched the film 2 days ago.
What did you think?
It's quite funny for me to see Tom Cruise so young. Doing the stuff, and I worked with Tom Cruise actually in person on Mission Impossible, the previous one, not the one where they're finishing now.
Yeah.
And whatever people say about Tom, I think he's a fucking awesome actor.
I like him as an actor.
Personally, I don't know him. Whatever is being portrayed out there, whatever we see in news, because most of it is bullshit anyway, so I don't trust any of that shit.
Well, most people just don't like his Scientology beliefs, but...
Yeah, well, then, whatever. And it was
another religion.
In The Firm. It was funny though, but he was kind of almost stepping into the Mission Impossible concept, because he was running all the time, beating people up.
Oh, he was so sweaty in that movie.
Yeah, he was, and especially at the end. I mean, like, it was crazy. But do you remember that bit where this kid is street performer is tumbling and making a little bit of money? And Tom Cruise, what was the character's name there?
Oh, don't ask me names.
It doesn't matter. Terrible. So Tom Cruise was passing by. He just got confirmed for that big job, but he was so excited.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
He would tumble next to that kid and do the flip. So my stuntman performer brain straight away thinks, did he have a double there? Or was it he doing it?
Well, apparently he does most of his own stunts, right?
You don't want to go there. Okay. But the reason why I think it could be actually him, because the tumbling wasn't that good. Like someone who has done gymnastics, and I've seen good. I'm not saying that I'm an amazing tumbler. His arms were very apart, and that's a big no-no for tumblers. So arms should be much closer.
Okay.
So I was thinking that could actually mean that was actually him doing the trick, which is fucking awesome. And I just paid attention to these kind of weird things. But I mean, the film one of the creepiest
it's all about
things.
corruption in a law firm.
Yeah. But the creepiest things was the music, the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
All the time there's like this weird soundtrack in the film. It was just like,
well, that's indicative of the era. So like the 90s, wasn't it? This was made.
Yeah.
So a lot of films around that time had like that type of music, especially for these types of films.
Right.
Yeah.
It was in the film, and again in the book, it's much more stretched out how he, from the point of getting accepted to this firm, he got to the point where he discovered that there's this weird shit is going on and corruption, whatever. But in the film, it was so quick. It felt like he just got accepted, and all of a sudden he's already dealing with 2 dead lawyers and all that shit.
Imagine if you fit everything that's in the book into a movie, it'd
It's
be
crazy.
like 5 hours long.
Yeah.
You know? So you have to condense it and speed things up and time jump.
And the other book, the Pelican Brief, as far as I could understand, I mean, there was so much negativity about the gay people. How much they were like, there was like this president was going on. What do you remember exactly?
No,
the storyline?
I was just about to ask you. Could you remind me a bit of the story?
I am actually
because it's been a long time since I've seen that.
It is not an easy book to listen on audio. Honestly, I even restarted it. I went to the chapter 5 and I was like, I need to do it again. Because obviously I was trying to multitask and do other shit when I was doing it.
Because the Pelican Brief itself is a government brief, which is about... What is it about exactly? Because I forget. Is it about some kind of war or military operation or something like that? And there's a corruption involved, obviously, with like most of John Grisham's books.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. It was all over the place. Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
The Client is the favourite, I think, of mine.
Is it?
The Client,
I need to look into that as well.
And the movie they did of it is really good. Actually, if you've not seen the movie, check that out.
The Client,
because that's really good. Yeah, it's the casting was good for that. The woman who they got to play the lawyer, the lead role, she's really good. Gene Hackman's in it. He does a really good role, and the kid in it as well, who's the other lead character who witnesses the murder. And the guy who he witnesses like shoot himself, it's just really, it's really good casting, like the whole thing, and it's shot really well. I like it. I love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Client, I think it's better than The Firm.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you just got kind of hung up on this one writer. You're like.
Yeah, I mean, it was the movies. The movies got me. So, and then I found out it was John Grisham movies.
But then talking about the movies, you are a crazy fan of fantasy, of imaginary spaceships and shit. What's going on there?
Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, The Hobbit, Star Wars, Star Trek, even that one that Jonathan Ross's wife wrote called Stardust. I really like that one as well.
The only film out of all of these I've definitely seen actually a couple times is The Hobbit.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I was just it just make me laugh, his feet in the film. It's like he's wearing these sandals and just like this mess, and you can see it's not actually flesh.
Some people say I've got Hobbit feet, but you know.
Really? What size what size are your feet?
12. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm like 7. I'm like half of your foot. Jesus Christ. And that's what did they say about big feet people?
Big socks.
Big socks. You probably heard this so many times.
Oh yeah.
No, it's mainly say about the hands. Whoever has hands.
Mine
are
okay. How big are your hands? Go on.
Tiny. Mine is like short.
We've done this before in the club.
Have we?
Yeah. I think so.
Are you sure it was hands?
I'm having a flashback.
Are you sure we did it with the hands?
We compared sizes.
Are you sure it was hands? Okay, and then so.
Oh, this was a fitness shoot that I did.
It's amazing.
This was quite fun for a fitness guy. You know.
Fitness shoot. I've seen those too many. Okay, let's finish our super duper chat because you have to run to have a dinner with your mate.
You was going to get me to jump into like a bath of ice water and do some stunts.
Did you want to do that?
Are we doing?
Well,
that?
actually, we had one of my friends before this. We went to spa where I'm going, and we literally were sitting in an ice bath together.
Oh my god!
And she was like, "Oh my god!" No, she was doing very well. But yeah, okay. So we discussed most of the stuff about photo, about your life, about your career. What about like how do you first of all, you are my age, so you were born in '83, and you're 37 years old, and you look like you were 17. What the fuck's going on there? You should have some kind of a crazy secret. What do you do? So you said you're vegan. How long you been vegan now?
About 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Yeah.
And do you see like it's a huge difference for you?
What you mean on how I look?
No, like how you feel.
How I feel, yes. Yeah. I've always looked young, but how I feel, definitely. As soon as I went vegan, a month after I went vegan, I lost excess body fat. I had more energy levels. I wasn't so kind of like stodged and kind of like heavy and dragged down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
And then what do you do like fitness wise? What kind of training do you do?
Training.
Except running around with a camera in a club. That's crazy fitness right there.
You know, yeah. I mean, getting sweaty in the clubs. I cycle, play tennis sometimes.
Like recycle or cycle?
Both. Definitely both. All about the vegan stuff. Yeah, no, cycle, tennis. I don't really do much sports really. I've done rock climbing in the past, but yeah, not much. No, I kick a ball around sometimes.
But for you, fitness is not like, oh, I haven't done something and I feel like I need to do something, or is it like scheduled all over the place, or you have like, oh, I need to train at least 3 times a week?
You know, I try and do that, but it's always on and off. You know, I've got the Adidas fitness app, and I try and do like HIIT workout routines with that, you know, when I can. But, you know, a lot of the time I don't, more so than I do. I find it hard to get in a mental space where I think, right, I'm going to work out now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you see, for me, that's not a problem. Because
no, for you, it's easy.
No, for me, because if I don't train, I just feel shit.
Yeah.
I just need to train. I have, almost like I won't say anxiety attacks, but I just feel like very, very weird. Like this morning, there was quite a lot of things I needed to finish, and I didn't have time to go for a swim and then pick you up from the station.
Yeah.
And I just know that I'm going to be like this for a little bit. I have some training in the evening later, so I'm going to be fine.
Right. I mean, I wish I had more motivation to do fitness things because, you know, I would like to have more muscle tone and all that kind of stuff. I'd like to be a bit fitter in myself. It's just that I just don't have it in me.
Yeah.
Just don't have that.
And it's not maybe also like not a priority or whatever.
It's not a priority in my life for sure. Yeah, don't know.
Well, listen, Joel.
You need to motivate me to do this.
Yeah, you look at my posts every day. I do some shit. I don't know how to motivate you.
I've got 100 muscle guys on my Instagram feed scrolling past, but
okay. So talking about
it really helps to work out with somebody.
Yeah,
that's what really helps me.
The company, have fun. But I think the most important is to find something just like about our careers, about our life partners. You know, you have to figure out what works for you and what keeps you excited. Just like so, if you chose a career, like you have to love it in order to be good at it, right?
Yeah.
So. I never go to the gym, to conventional gym. I don't lift weights. I think it's one of the most tedious, mind-numbing things to do. And obviously, I'm not shitting on anyone's, gym time. You guys do whatever you want, but I know it just doesn't work for me. For me, it's always have to be something exciting, you know. So if I do gymnastics, I think about like flips I'm doing and fun stuff. If I do climbing, if I do riding on bikes, the only thing what I do which is quite boring is swimming at the time. And a lot of people struggle with swimming because it's just like, water, you can't even listen to music and you just, pedal around. But
you can now.
Yeah, I know. Actually, the funny thing with me is I discovered headphones underwater a long time ago. Yeah. There's the ones where you actually put in your cheeks. It doesn't have to go on your ears.
Yep.
They go on your cheeks and they
goes through your bone. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Goes through your bone.
Yeah.
But the thing what I realized, I actually enjoy swimming just to have a peace. It's like almost like a meditation for me.
Yeah.
So that
swimming is peaceful. Yeah.
That kind of works, and then afterwards, and then every day I go to sauna. Every day I do cold baths. I'm quite religiously doing that. And I think it's
every day.
Yeah, every day.
You do a cold bath here? You fill it with ice or something?
No. I have it in my spa.
Okay.
I go to spa every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I became David Lloyd. You guys are expensive, but it's worth it. It costs about 160 quid a month. Yeah, it is expensive, but I literally am there every day. So I swim, I sometimes do gym, and then I'm always in a sauna, do 25 minutes in like super hot, around 80 to 85 Celsius. And then I do 4 minutes in 5 degrees to 8 degrees in water.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good for you. And
what's your favorite stroke?
This one. I like to mix it up. I like to do it from this side, from behind. My favorite is probably the easiest was the freestyle. But the thing with me, just like you saying, when you like to mix up stuff, like you like to mix up doing funerals and then doing, parties and clubs.
Yeah.
For my personality screams out variety. It's always been like that with me. So the same thing with swimming as well. I hate backstroke, but I know that I need to do it because it also mixes up, and then I can more appreciate other strokes.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you've never been miserable, you don't know how it's to be awesome and great, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, our time is running out. I need to take you to the train station. You have to go back to London town, which is like 5 hours away.
Yeah.
Joel, thank you so much again for coming by.
Thank you.
It was awesome to reminisce and me picking up dollar bills with my ass.
Out of somebody's mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice to, because talking to you, it reminds me like the times when I used to work in clubs, and it was fun. I don't think I ever want to do it again, like per se, but that was a time when I enjoyed it and it was fun.
Man. It
Dude,
was. Thank
awesome. You. Boosh! Little music and applause, everything.
Just hit all those buttons. Jesus.
All of it. There you go. Awesome, dude.
Okay.
Oos.